we ready to go? I'm a little tired, but need a little bit more caffeine. I think that'll help.
Yeah. Make a alcoholic drink with caffeine. Make an espresso martini.
It's so I actually brewed espresso last night because we were planning on having espresso martinis, but we completely forgot and then proceeded to fall asleep extra early.
That photo was really cute.
So maybe tonight we'll get to it. But then we're going up north to Matt and Aaron's tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how that goes. The weather's kind of iffy, but
is it? Is it another
kind of rain? Maybe
rainstorm. Yeah, there's supposed to be one big one flooding out Indiana.
I keep forgetting you're not in Indiana anymore. It's weird.
No, I'm Colorado, where it's dry and hot.
Alrighty,
that's right.
Ready to kick this one off?
Yeah, let's do it.
Greetings, all you gregarious gremlins that are genuflecting at the altar of the generous grannies all across the galaxy. This is episode 68 of the Geekoid podcast. And you know what? Back-to-back weeks. It's pretty awesome. Feels good. Getting back into the groove of things. How are you feeling, Mr. Jarrad?
I'm feeling good. Still acclimating to living 5,002 to 400 to 500 feet above sea level with less oxygen and much drier weather. But I'm getting there.
Soon to be thriving.
Thriving.
But we're not here to talk about us. We're here to talk about what's happening in the news this week. D23 popped off. And for those not in the know, that is Disney's annual sort of like kind of like Comic-Con, but not really. Like they just make their own announcements. It happens like a week or two after Comic-Con, which is kind of weird, but
it is, right?
They did have a bunch of announcements for the next generation of X-Men. So we did have a few already that we knew of. We knew Sadie Sink as Jean Grey, Kit Connor as Cyclops, Samara Weaving as Emma Frost, but the new ones. Do you want to read off the new ones?
Yeah. Christopher Abbott is cast as Professor X, and if everybody's in their 20s, this guy's in his 40s, so that's probably about right. And what's her name? Indy. Ooh, I'm gonna mess it up. Navarrete, who was just in Obsession. She's gonna take on the role of Rogue. And then Maya Boyd, who unfortunately I don't know of. She's going to be playing Storm. And Adam Driver is going to be Mr. Sinister. Also the first time we've ever seen that villain, I think, on
the big screen?
Like a live action.
Yeah. That's pretty exciting.
Cool villain.
Yeah. Of all these announcements, which one has you really kind of excited?
I really want to see Adam Driver as this weird, manipulative, bad guy-esque character. And I really want to see Indy Navarrette's take on a woman who can't touch anybody, and if you do, you get to steal or borrow their power for however much time.
Steal their life.
Touches them, yeah. I mean, that's, the original story is that I can't remember how she did it or why she did it, but she grabbed Miss Marvel, who is already a live action character right now, and she took her power permanently.
Permanently? What?
Yeah. That's how Rogue was able to fly and be super strong and punch people.
No kidding. I did not realize. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we shall see how that unfolds. The casting of Rogue, I think, is so... Rogue is such an iconic character. And like, I know when I was growing up, like that was one of the cooler comic book characters, and just like had this really badass attitude. And so I think I'm excited to see how she portrays that character. I mean, she's coming.
And she was a bad ass character in that.
Right. So she's got the acting chops. I'm excited to see what they do with it. But Adam Driver as Mr. Sinister has just that gets the goosebumps going, because like he's gonna play an excellent villain, and he's just gonna hit it out of the park, I feel. But I'm just curious what the Mr. Sinister storyline is going to end up being.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot, but they're all older, like 90s and before. So that'll be interesting. I am curious, like, I don't know Christopher Abbott that well, and so him playing Professor X, I'm trying to imagine him with like a shaved head and shaved face, and I'm like, Professor X, okie dokie. So
yeah, that one was a little perplexing to me, but we'll see where it goes. Yeah. So there's been one other casting rumor.
It's pretty strong, since there was an announcement at Comic-Con and then there was another video at D23. But yeah, go on.
So it's rumors that Henry Cavill, who
you're going to skip to that one. Well, you missed the line before that
about Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman.
Oh yeah, just that.
What? I thought we were talking about. I mean, I guess they are X-Men.
They are absolutely X-Men.
I just feel like they're going to be in everything right now. Like they're going to be in Doomsday, they're going to be in Secret Wars, and they're going to show up in the X-Men universe somehow. I
don't know how Hugh Jackman, like you. I mean, even the video I saw at D23, I'm like, Hugh, you are getting older, bro. And he's like, yeah, I am. I can't hide all my stuff like Ryan does, who's also 10 years younger than me. So yeah, but Ryan and Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, and Deadpool will be in Doomsday and or Secret Wars. And allegedly, because Doomsday is all about cobbling multiple universes together into one plane of existence, they're talking about bringing Tobey Maguire back as another version of Spider-Man. Eric, my question to you, why not do a Miles Morales? Why not do a little, see how the audience likes? Young African/Hispanic kid with like a cool black and red outfit.
I absolutely think that we will get Miles Morales at some point in the not too distant future. But I think they're trying to figure out what to do with the success of Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I mean, you can't really just full on replace him. And, Tom Holland's going to be asking for a bigger and bigger paycheck.
Well, yeah. Let's talk about that real quick. So his contract was $20 million to do Spider-Man with what they call points. However much it does successfully at the box office, it will give him more money. And so right now he's projected to earn $100 million for playing Spider-Man in Brand New Day.
Dang.
And he keeps talking. He's like, I think it's getting to the point where I should retire, pass on the torch to a new Spider-Man. And I'm like, you just made $100 million. I don't care what movie you do, what passion project you go and, be a part of, you're not going to get another 100 mil. So I see a Spider-Man 5 in your future, bro.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, they have to do something to end the character's run. So maybe they kill him off in Doomsday or Secret Wars. Or something along those lines. But like at the same time, like the audience, I think, still wants to see Tom Holland as Spider-Man. He's a great Spider-Man.
Yeah. Nobody wants him to go away. I don't think even when he's 40, people will be upset. And also, there's plenty of story of Spider-Man, like marriages and divorces. And I think they had a kid, maybe. Like,
so
and if not, make it up.
There's a really great opportunity, actually, because the MCU is kind of taking this direction, like away from the multiverse. They want to tie that saga up in a nice little bow
and make it the X-Men saga.
Yeah, and just transition. So
yeah,
here's the thing: like Sony they're contractually obligated to keep making Spider-Man movies in order to keep their license.
Right.
So maybe they just take Tom Holland's Spider-Man and just continue doing that and like veer off on a trajectory away from the MCU. And then, I don't know, maybe we get it's so difficult to plan out because like the stupid freaking licensure of Spider-Man, it's just like it throws a wrench into every plan you could possibly have. So,
it does.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know, but it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah. Other
so
things
moving
announced...
to Henry Cavill.
Yes, I forgot about that. So it has been rumored that he could maybe sign on as Magneto.
That would be so cool, dude. There are 2 other rumors of 2 other people, but man, yes.
I feel like it wouldn't hurt to have a very well-known actor amongst the cast.
And he's the same age as Christopher Abbott. He's like 45, 44, whatever. He's in his 40s.
Yeah.
So also that works with that dynamic of those 2.
So an interesting thing that came about in some conversations that I had with a few people, and this has been touted online too, is that the World War II origin story for Magneto is so pivotal to that character. What do you do now? Because we're so like everybody from World War II is effectively dead almost.
This is too on
like
the nose and
just straight up retcon.
You could retcon it, or you could do Ukraine, Russia.
Maybe, but that's
still too new because it's happening right now.
Yeah, I think that's still too new because like he's a child when he's going through.
That's true. So 40 years ago. What happened 40 years ago? I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting, right? That's a good call. I did not think about that. Yeah.
You could do Vietnam, but it's not like that doesn't really make sense.
What's interesting is I was looking up the origin story for Victor Von Doom, and his story is very similar to Erik Langshin Magneto's. But he's more Romanian in origin, but similar story. Orphaned, parents killed.
So we shall see. I'm curious.
That's good. That's a good
what
call.
they end up
Maybe
doing.
they just don't.
They just don't touch on his origin story.
Yeah, like maybe you don't touch on the origin story, and he just goes more into the radical radical political bent that it's always been about minorities, and then he's always been about like, well, let's fight the power. Let's Malcolm X instead of Martin Luther King Jr. Let's be of those more aggressive to get our rights. And he was always the more radical version of Professor X.
Charles Xavier. It is true. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I don't think they're just going to completely ignore his origin story. I mean, they could do something with time travel or multidimensionality, and there's enough mechanisms in the writer's toolkit that they could absolutely use it, and I suspect that probably will happen.
That's true. They could just make up like World War II that we all know ends 1945ish, and then but for him it was later or it lasted longer or whatever. Yeah. But Henry Cavill, who were the other 2? It was Matt Smith, who I think he's a great actor. I don't think he has the right face to be Magneto, though we've seen him as a blondish, whitish, paired Dragon Rider. And then the other one was Lee Percy, and he's a good-looking guy. And I was like, dang, you could be Magneto. I don't know your acting chops, but look-wise, you throw a white wig on you, yeah. And we've already seen Henry. We've seen him in multiple white hairs, so he could do it. And we've seen him crazy. We've seen him refined. We've seen him stoically optimistic. So, I mean, he's my go-to. You brought up something last night, and that is he does take source material, especially when it comes to fantasy and sci-fi, to the nth degree. And if he's like, I'm going to be this character, we're going to really rocket that source material.
He's the guy who will stay up until 4 a.m. rewriting lines of dialogue because it doesn't fit the canonical precedence of how that character might talk. So if you get Henry on your team, just make sure you dot your I's and cross your T's.
Yeah. And he'll
do it for you.
Magneto's been around since 1963. Thousands and thousands and thousands, if not millions of issues. So, yep. It's a lot of source material.
Yep. All right. Also, other things that came out during D23, some new info on Kingdom Hearts 4. So there's going to be an animated series coming to Disney Plus.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
No date, but to see an animated series of something that's been around for 25 years, Eric. It's bonkers. And what a cool partnership. A partnership I never thought would last this long. Square Enix, who's gone through their own rigmarole of acquisitions and mergers and separations and whatever, and Disney, Mickey Mouse, for God's sakes, and Goofy and Donald. What a cool blend. Weird.
Now that you bring it up, that could be an interesting M&A play for Disney to acquire Square Enix.
Why? Well, video games, but instead of giving it to EA, can Square Enix do a Galaxy Racer or whatever?
Well, I'm just thinking like they've wanted to expand their games portfolio. That would maybe be a way to do it. I mean, they've already had so much success.
How much are they worth?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Square Enix worth. Gotta talk out loud.
$6 billion.
I see 1 trillion right now.
What? Square Enix?
Square Enix. How much is Square Enix worth? And Square Enix Holdings Company Limited. That's Japanese. I don't know, but whatever.
10 trillion yen, maybe.
1 trillion worth in US dollars.
So Disney is worth 186 billion.
Yeah, okay. Square Enix Holdings is worth approximately 5.5 billion to 6.6 billion US. Yeah, they could do it.
Yeah.
They paid a lot more for Fox. And they had to spin out a ton to make sure that they didn't look like a monopoly.
So I mean, the problem is it's not a huge purchase for like the Western markets. I mean, yeah, the Final Fantasy games and whatnot get a lot of play over here, but I feel like it's a more
really
treasure brand.
Yeah,
out east. But I mean, you think of like there is a Disneyland Japan. Like there's already some synergies existing. So maybe
that's
such
an interesting. Usually I'm the dreamer, and this one is real out there. Where I'm like, but I'm like, I could see them doing like if it wasn't EA being bought by I think the Saudi Arabian.
Well, it wasn't.
Company.
They went private. They went off the public market, like partially from Saudi Arabia, partly from Jared Kushner. That was a weird one.
Yeah.
Which did officially close. So I don't think we said that previously.
No, we didn't.
So that fully happened. And they continued to be very quiet about what they're doing.
I could see them doing an EA before a Square Enix, but if they did Square Enix,
here's the thing: EA is like
it would be
60 billion.
Gross.
So like Square Enix is like a tenth of the cost.
Yeah. Or at least, I guess you buy them and then just let them continue doing what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some operational efficiencies that you could capture that would help you become more profitable. I don't think you would try and change it overnight. But what about like a Final Fantasy park? Like, how cool would that be? Like that, cool. like you could have even the different games. Like you could have a Midgar for Final Fantasy VII.
I mean, dude, stop
we should
there
just bioengineer some freaking chocobos. How cool would that be?
Oh, if you could ride a chocobo or see an animated machine chocobo. Even if you just did Kingdom Hearts and you showed
that's true.
the 20,000 different keys / swords, and you see Donald and all of his different gear, and you see Mickey in like his cool black hood. And
I mean, here's the thing. I think Disney could sell $1 billion worth of Keyblades. Disney parks.
Katie would buy them all, dude.
They'd be like $1,000 a pop.
Golly, it would be over. My bank account would be gone. Yeah.
Okay. Let's keep this trend moving.
All right. So, by the way, Kingdom Hearts 4, they have a release window, not a release time, but it is sometime late 2027. And IGN, Square Enix themselves just showed off hours and hours of like interviews with creators and music and gameplay for Kingdom Hearts 4. So be ready and be happy because it is coming, and Disney was all about showing it off hard. I think they said that Kingdom Hearts, so kind of goes with your listen, Square, maybe we buy you. But Disney said that they value Kingdom Hearts as a $1 billion revenue.
Wow. That's pretty substantial. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and Kingdom Hearts is going to get re-released 1 through 3, and it will be coming to the Switch 2. Pre-orders are right now. You get a Keyblade. Probably some clothes if you pre-order now. But that will be a few days before my birthday, October 8th of this year. So,
alrighty.
Katie and I are definitely going to get it because Katie remembers playing it when she was a girl.
Gosh, she must have been so young. We love you, Katie. Moving right along. There's some
Did you watch any of these trailers?
No, I've not yet.
Everybody go watch the Ahsoka trailer. It was great, and it looks like a very serious war show. It's transitioned and it's
a very serious war show.
And then Vision Quest looks great, kind of rounding out the Wanda Quest or WandaVision in Agatha. And so this is kind of like what they're calling their trilogy and ending the trilogy. And it looks great. And then the leaked Comic-Con trailer, Disney was like, forget it. And they officially released the Doomsday trailer, and holy smokes, is it good? Oh, now that's the teaser trailer I was looking forward to.
Yeah, that's a fun one. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out.
Sue starts out and she's like, Victor was such a cool guy, and then he wasn't.
He lost his marbles. But moving right along, you want to talk OpenAI and Apple?
Yeah. So this is interesting. It's been going on since July. So a former 24-year-long Apple employee, Tang Tan, moved from Apple a few years ago to OpenAI. And during that time period, he and another employee found a loophole in Apple's internal cloud storage. And he and another employee pulled dozens of confidential hardware files allegedly, for OpenAI. Also, he recruited many Apple employees, adding, which is in text messages, emails, which is funny, that the best and the brightest would bring actual hardware to the interviews, even to the point that he coached them how to dodge Apple's computer security team and physical security team. And some Apple employees were like, I didn't know we could take things out of our building. Yeah, you're not supposed to. But this guy, who has done it once before with another company, IOIYO, he also was allegedly doing the same thing. So why not do it again? And the other former Apple employee, who I forgot his name, so that's fine. It's pretty easy to Google it and find out real fast. He kept his work laptop even after he left as a chief engineer. He wasn't a chief engineer, but he was pretty high up in the engineering team. And he found the bug allowing him access to the internal files, including technical specs, engineering presentations, product plans, all while working on OpenAI's new hardware. Almost 8,000 pages of Apple information was copied, taken, stolen, confiscated, whatever. Not the last word.
In case you were wondering, this is a big no-no. You shouldn't take stuff from your old employer and bring it to your new employer. No. Even if that new employer says we'll give you lots of money. It's even worse.
Yeah, so ChatGPT on Apple is out. Any partnership they had is finito. Hail Gemini and Google.
Yeah, so I mean, we knew Apple signed with Google to the tune of multiple billions of dollars. But I mean, yeah, I don't know how this is going to unfold, because I mean, you do have some bad actors and they will be prosecuted probably to the fullest extent of the law. But what does it mean for OpenAI as a whole? Are they going to be sanctioned on some level?
They want an injunction. Apple wants an injunction.
To what, developing hardware?
Or heavily delaying it. So right now, this is happening at the same time that AI is trying to create hardware, as we're just saying right now, which will slow that down for sure. In OpenAI is also paperwork's already out that they're gearing for a massive IPO, allowing shares, to the public, which right now people are estimating that they are valued at over $1 trillion. So I don't know how many people are going to want those shares. So this could impact their IPO massively, suffer massively. And they're fighting back. Eric. They're like, bullshit.
Well, yeah, the statement that they released was kind of comical. They're like, we didn't do anything wrong. Nothing to see here. It's like Apple, you don't get sued by Apple over nothing. Like, Apple would not bring a suit unless there was some pretty damning evidence.
And the evidence is unbelievable, like stupid level. They have emails, they have text conversations, they have testimonies. Like, what judge is going to be like, oh, you're right, OpenAI?
Yeah. So
and they took this to federal. They skipped all straight up the top.
All the way up.
Yeah. This is happening the same time that Paramount, who they want Warner Brothers so bad, even though they're in their own money hole of debt. And right now, it's building. It's building so much that now they're having to owe Warner Brothers for every day that this continues, this
$7
merger.
million.
Well, that's June. Right now they owe $1.8 billion. And then that increases, I think, 2 to 24 million, like every day or every week. It's astronomical. Like, but they said, they were like, we can do this. And yeah, put all these restrictions on it. It'll happen until the state of California and a few other states said, no, you are affecting the Clayton Act, which states potential monopoly. And then I think the judges years ago made a declaration, well, how much is a monopoly? And it's a horizontal, not a vertical move. It's a horizontal move. And it affects 30% or more of whatever other competition and industry that is. And then, yes, this is not supposed to end until July of next year. And part of their contract is if this gets delayed until next year, June, this was before the suit, Warner Brothers can go, you know what? This is taking too long. We're out. And you owe us now, on top of what you've owed us every day leading up to June, you now also give us $7 million. And then they just walk away. And so Paramount is asking the state a $1.8 billion bond, and the state's going, no. No, idiot. And so what did you find out? You found out they got all like mad like kids, and they're like, well, then we'll take our toys and we'll go to another state.
Yeah, they're threatening to leave the state of California, which would be a huge. It's upsetting in so many ways. Yeah, like upsetting the people who live and work in Hollywood. It would, it'd be a huge blow to the California budget, if you will, which is already in terrible, dire straits. So this is not what the state of California needs, but they're just not making it easy for big companies to thrive anymore in California. So.
I think really, and we talked about this off air. So Disney had the similar. They got sued when they were going after Fox, stating monopoly. This was a horizontal. It wasn't like example, when I say horizontal, vertical. So vertical would be like Netflix originally had the bid to buy Warner Brothers. That would have been a vertical move for them because they are not in movie media, distribution where Paramount already is, and then you're going to acquire and then again reduce staff, lay off a lot of people potentially. So that's what I mean by vertical and horizontal. I forgot what I was going to say after that. But I don't know. Yeah, it's fine. But it's crazy. It's nuts. Who's the head guy? I keep forgetting his name. Younger guy. That's.
Are you talking about the Ellison son?
Yeah, David Ellison. Yeah. And his dad was helping with some of this, but even his money is not unlimited to the point that it's like, listen, son, I can't.
Well, I think Oracle's taken a hit in the stock market, and he lost like $100 billion or something.
Oh, that sucks. And yeah, it's like, hey, Dad, can I get another $2 billion? And he's like, no,
go get a job at Starbucks.
Yeah. So I've been dying to talk about it, but I really wanted more juicy information. And once this all went down, and then he was like asking the state to pay for it, I was like, well, we can finally talk about it. So there is a way. Oh, that's what I was going to say with the Disney thing. So Disney got sued by Fox, claiming, if they were going to take all of Fox, that would have been over 30% of the rest of the industry. So then they pieced off, they spun off Fox News and FS1, FS2, and so many other. Basically, they kept the Marvel IP and the movies, Indiana Jones and, whatever.
Alien. Yeah.
Deadpool. So if Ellison, I think, does that with Warner Brothers, he's already said he's not going to take CNN. Okay, well, there's other things you can splinter off from that. But for some, bullheaded reason, allegedly, they're like, no, want it all. It's like, well, then deal with the state.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how it shakes out. It's probably still going to be a while before any sort of resolution comes within sight. But we'll tell you when it happens. But you know what? We got a lot to look forward to this year. Now that we are on the back half of it, GTA 6 is quickly approaching, and
November, right?
In a industry first, they're partnering with Netflix to do a special extended look at the game on August 27th.
On Netflix.
Yeah.
Is that crazy, dude?
Weird. Because you could put it out on YouTube so that everybody can access it, or
live stream of some
sort. Or even Twitch, I guess.
Yeah. But or their own website.
They opted for Netflix. I have to imagine this is going to be a fairly large production, like a high level studio quality event, if you will. I mean, because you have to imagine the marketing budget for this game is probably in the hundreds of millions of dollars.
This is
equivalent to the biggest
level.
movie of the year. Yeah,
right. Yeah,
and this is probably just the beginning of that hype train. So
it'll be very hard to not state that this will be game of the year. Something might beat it, but
this will be the biggest game of the year. Yes, whether it's critics' choice, we'll see.
It'll be hard.
I'm still rooting for Marathon.
Me too, but we can all. I think Ocarina might be too late in the year for it to be a contender, which is
Well,
sad.
it's a remake. I don't even think you could
Hey,
qualify. Remaster, remake, whatever.
I think so, because one of the Resident Evils got Game of the Year when it was remastered, because basically it was like a brand new game. But I forgot, and I just remembered. Netflix did have a deal, or does have a deal, with Rockstar because Red Dead Redemption 2 is playable through Netflix. And I forgot that they were like, hey, Rockstar, we want your old, but probably one of your best storied games.
Okay, I forgot about that. So that is an interesting development.
So maybe they already had a foot in the door, I would say.
Maybe.
For them to be like, hey, we're the largest streaming platform.
Okay. It's an interesting.
You dig it?
Piece to
you
turn
dig it,
over.
don't you?
Yeah.
You want a shovel. You want to.
I would love a shovel. But yeah, I'm going to tune in. Obviously.
Yeah. Next Thursday. I don't remember what time.
Probably late. Probably 9 p.m. Eastern would be my guess.
Netflix GTA 6 extended look, date, and time, which we know is next Thursday. It's showing me mountain time because I'm in Colorado. Thursday, August 27th at 3 p.m. Eastern time or 1 p.m. Mountain time or 12 p.m. Pacific time. Didn't give me Central. Sorry, folks. You can figure it out. So
yeah.
That's exciting. And Gamescom is also happening at the same time as this. I think Gamescom is Wednesday through Sunday of next week, and IGN has heavily hinted that they have even more information.
Oh boy. Yeah. So stay tuned.
GTA heavy come next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And probably GTA heavy through the end of the year.
It already has been.
Not to the level that it's going to be. I feel like you could get by with a week and ignore it for the most part. I think
I want to know the story because GTA 5 was fine. It was a little silly and rambunctious, but it was a fine story. Online was good, and like I said, I brought up Red Dead Redemption 2 because that story is maybe one of, if not their best storyline of video game, period. And if they hit even close to Red Dead Redemption 2, which has been remastered and re-released and brought to every single platform, I think you can play it on your iPhone right now. So
it's a great game.
It's like one of I think it just hit a new benchmark for sales 10, 15 years later. Like, yes. Crazy.
Yeah.
So all right. That's what I'm hoping for. That's my one thing. I know visually it already looks stunning. So
real quick, a few notes on some AI stuff.
Oh, baby.
Stripe has agreed to acquire OpenRouter for $7.5 billion or $8 billion.
Can you give me those two names again?
Yes.
Idiots.
Stripe. So Stripe is the payments company. So this is kind of a weird marriage, all in packets. So Stripe is, if you want to start selling stuff on the internet, Stripe is one of your go-to places to basically become your payment processor. And they're well known for their ease of use. They have a whole bunch of APIs. It's basically plug and play. One of the easiest ways to get spun up and start selling stuff on the internet. And OpenRouter is basically a destination that people use to route their requests for their services to different models. So instead of signing up for each of the model providers, Anthropic, OpenAI, Gemini, all independently, you just go to OpenRouter and then just tell it which model you want to use. So it's kind of routing all the requests to the various services. So it's kind of
that name actually makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, Stripe, I think they were thinking of the magnetic stripe or strip on your credit card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's a bit more of a far stretch, but yeah. So they're acquiring this company, and Stripe hasn't been doing too much in the AI world, but in terms of routing payments, now they're going to be routing tokens. And so if you think about it in that regard, it kind of makes sense. And I think what they're thinking of is that the routing of tokens is going to maybe be a parallel in terms of analogies to the routing of payments across the world. And so maybe they're trying to step in before it really grows, because I mean, we're going to see a 10, 100, 1000x increase in the number of tokens that are being processed and generated over the next couple of years. It's going to be kind of mind blowing, especially as all these new data centers get spun up all over the US and across the world. So I think they're really trying to position themselves as kind of the infrastructure for the agentic intelligence age, which is, for 8 billion, I think it's going to turn out to be a pretty smart investment.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty clever after you kind of describe it and unbox it.
Well, thanks, buddy.
You're welcome, man. Anytime.
OpenAI is slowing down the upcoming Astra model release, claiming that cybersecurity threats and whatnot. So again, the models are getting really capable. So Anthropic and OpenAI are both kind of a little hesitant about what they're able to put out there. And there's still a lot of confusion and misalignment, and nobody really has their act together in terms of what should be a regulatory framework that needs to be put in place to kind of oversee the release of new models.
Been saying this for years.
So, I mean, there's a lot of talk of whether it should be styled in the same way the MPAA is. It's a self-governed body that's kind of put together by the leaders in the industry, and it's the government doesn't control it. Or do you want something? Yeah. Or do you want something like the FAA, which if you want to release a new airplane, it takes you 8 years to get certified and approved. So those are two different models at opposite ends of the spectrum. I would like to see it more like the MPAA or even the ESRB, the Electronic Software Rating Board. That's the equivalent to the MPAA, but for video games.
I think I would like the FAA. However, with our current administration, maybe not now, and with the loss of employees across the board, across many departments, I would say not now also. But I think
I have another
more time and regulation, I think, would be something an outside force from the inside.
So we're hearing from Anthropic and OpenAI that we need to slow down. But here's the problem. China's not going to slow down. And if we decide to artificially constrain our releases and our development, China's just going to leapfrog us and surge ahead. And I don't think any of us want to see that happen. So we're kind of between a rock and a hard place. And the only thing to do is just keep your foot on the pedal, which is slightly terrifying.
All the way down, which is what they've been doing anyway since we started this podcast.
So there's not too much to talk about. It's been a fairly quiet week, but yeah, I'm excited to get back to building and experimenting.
Yeah, oddly, and this is all I have as far as AI, is that there's I don't know the company, but you do maybe Muzim, MUZIM, but they're making some at least sponsored videos right now of showing their product off, but it's LLM, but it's local, so just on your Mac. Basically, in a better way than Finder of trying to find very specific items, talk to the agent on your Mac or whatever. But that looks interesting. And then Grok has been also doing some sponsored ad videos to certain YouTubers. And they're like, wow, I didn't know I could do so much on my laptop. I haven't watched them yet.
Yeah, so Grokbot just came out in this past week. That was shortly after the Grok acquisition of Cursor closed. So people have been really, really impressed. So Grokbot is a more user-friendly, I guess, version of what OpenClaw attempted to be. And I think a lot of people have stopped using OpenClaw just because of all the headaches. I know I have. And this new Grokbot, it just seems magical. That same fresh out of the box experience that you had with OpenClaw. So I'm curious to see how that evolves over the coming weeks. Unfortunately, it is tied to the $300 a month Grok Ultra plan. Or
Is
super
it
heavy.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Like I want to try it, but I'm not quite ready to shell over that much.
It's so crazy that they, I'm sure it costs a lot of money to do it. At the same point, the news is constantly talking about gas and food, inflation and taxes and all this stuff where, we were again off air, retro games are going up in price because people are like, screw it. Like this digital, thing, people are getting a little upset by that. But then they're just trying to get back to, I don't know, like something that I can actually have, I guess. I guess that's where the physical defense could be, is like, well, at least I have it. So it didn't cost me that much money. It was $10 to buy this Mario Kart game, and, I can slap it in like a cartridge. People are buying CDs. And then you got Grok, who's like, $300, man. Easy. You got it.
It ain't easy. It ain't easy.
Being cheesy.
Yeah. Any more closing thoughts before we wrap?
Nope. I think that's it for all the info we can blurble out of our mouths.
Yes. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This has been yet another incredible episode of the Geekoid Podcast, your favorite geek's favorite podcast, I will add.
It was good. I like that.
Yeah, that might be one of our new taglines going forward.
That's great.
We're very close to hitting September, and we have a lot of new exciting stuff coming. So I'm really excited to introduce our characters, mascots. What do we want to call them?
I mean, the mascot. I mean, we've had this mascot since 2014. 2013. Yeah. So, like, it'll be fun to finally show his little nerdy face out in the wild.
And his new companion friend as well.
Oh, yeah. And then you can see him also in his real body. That's what Eric's more excited about. Listen, I like the cheesy little cute logo from 2014, but Eric's been mad about giving this guy legs and a partner.
Oh, I was talking about the synthwave guy.
Oh, yeah. You figured out his head?
I'm not going to change much. I like it the way it is.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah. So, hopefully next week I can get some time to do some animations and really blow it out of the water. Fun stuff. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Like, subscribe, do all the things, and sign up for the newsletter, which is going to be dropping this Friday. So from myself, Eric, and my bestie, Jarrad.
Geek out, baby.
End of transmission.